Hey guys, Forsaken Reality here. In this video we'll be going over fixing up some issues and replication issues with the tactical shooter kit and Jigsaw integration. And you do not need to have the ladder climbing or climbing component integrated to go through this video and fix these issues. So without further ado, we'll get into fixing those. So the first one we're going to fix is the free look. So when you're sprinting and looking left to right over your shoulder, your character will follow the rotation rather than allowing you to run straight and look to your left and right. So you want to go into Jigsaw inventory, demo, character, and jig character. And in here we're going to want the in movements graph, so near event graph, movement. Right here, getting the control rotation, so whatever way you're basically facing, you want to delete that. Right click, get factor forward vector, connect that, and that should fix your issue with free looking. And that took me longer than 2 minutes to fix. And the next thing we want to look into is our collision. So when you pull out a weapon on your client, there's some weird collision where your weapon is basically colliding with nothing. Well, it is colliding with something, it's colliding with the weapon. So that's where the trace is hitting the weapon. We'll want to go into our shooter template, blueprints, components, open up our player component, and open up our weapon collision. And in here, we'll just use this, connect that, connect this, and from here, get component by class, and we're going to want the jig helper, where we get our weapon reference, and then we'll get our active weapon, and connect that to the second pin there. Now our weapon will collide with the weapon collision. And we'll also want to do that for the leaning collision, so you'll know if you pull your weapon out and you lean to the right, your character will whip the opposite way, because the leaning collisions have an issue. So we can just come into our weapon collision, copy this, okay, or go back into your leaning collision, paste this in, connect that, and that will fix that issue, your leaning collision and your weapon collision. And now we want to fix the client aiming. So on the server, when you aim in, on client, when you aim in, the server will see the weapon rotate into the player's head. So to fix that, we want into our ammo, ups, skeletal mesh, not other pickups, firearms, and main firearm class. And in here, I want to set the site trend, run on server and reliable, file and save. I'm gonna that out quickly. Everything is running good. Collision issue. Aiming in works, but you'll notice your left hand transform isn't set on the server either. Crosser. And we can drag out of this, search for is valid. Is valid, it will trigger the cross ability. Out of that. Oh yeah, so now we want to deal with the left hand transform. So for that, come over to our BI events, and above that I'm just going to right click, create custom event, and add a new one. It's going to be server set grip transform. And I'm just going to right click set grip transform and get that function that's right here. Connect the character, make sure you're not connecting the server set grip transform to itself. And once you have that done, you want to call the server set grip transform here and just delete this one. You connect your character, and also want to make sure that this is server double. And that'll be this there for now. And now if we play, pull out our weapon. Left hand is set correctly. Aim, leaning, no leaning collision issues. And you can continue moving forward by looking left and right. Now we're going to look into our spine rotation. This may be done in a future video, so if you come in here and see all the variables and stuff already set, you don't need to come in here and do this. Come in here to our animation blueprint, and I'll show you what I mean exactly here. Come in here to our calculate spine rotation, and if you're wondering why these are, remove this, and the function will just go back to a normal looking function. Yeah, so if this is still here in your copy, you just want to delete that. Here we'll want to right click and search for property access, and I'm going to copy and paste this 4 times. I'm going to redo it. Try get pawn owner, and then factor second get pawn roll rotation. Third will I'm going to try get pawn owner base aim rotation. It is base aim rotation, and try to is locally controlled. Okay, so from this we'll get search delta rotator. That means we'll get select rotator, these two, and get the delta rotator. Split this, and also connect the it'll go into PA. And we're going to get up search for F interp. And we're going to get the F interp. And from the Y, Y will be the target. And our current value will promote to a variable, so as updating we'll be setting this variable. And this will be our vertical spine rotation pitch. And for delta, world delta seconds, and we'll set this interrupt speed to 10. You can adjust this to yourself to if maybe you'll want it a little faster or slower for your spine rotation. That seems to work for me. And we'll also set value to our vertical spine pitch, so it's getting the current value, setting it, and basically just updating it. So now we're setting our vertical pitch. We want to set some values to use on each bone individually, because each bone will need to be rotated different amounts to look proper. So we'll want to get our vertical spine pitch. Get a multiply node. And I'm going to copy this 4 times. And this one I'll set to 0.05. Second will be 0.25. 0.3. 0.25. You can adjust the later. Each one will determine basically how much each bone will bend. Those values make it look proper, basically. So these you want to remote them to a variable. Vertical spine approach. Variable vertical spine 2. So that'll be for a second spine bone. Variable vertical neck approach. In. That's obviously vertical head rotation. We have these values set. Now that we're setting this value, and then these values will be over here for each spine, for our spine pieces. And that's and now once we have this done, we'll want to go over to our anim graph. And in here, come down to spine rotation. And for here, we're going to want to use value created rather than this old one that we were using, so delete that. And we're going to want to right click at all of these. This down another way. And for this 2.2 here, we'll want to set that to a 10. And one, make them all to X. And for here, we're just going to get the vertical spin in here. prevents the arm from doing some weird rotations. If you were to leave this at 2.2 and test it out, the arm would snap up and snap down in weird ways. Now we can copy all these, paste them here. We're going to do the same right here. And the transform. Need to do that one. Don't need the head transform for that. And here, I'm going to split one. That in both values. Get this head value back. I copy all the values. I could use them in this there, but make it a little cleaner. Delete that. Rotators. Annoying. Okay. Now you'll notice on client that your line rotation is much more smooth. This is a problem that was in the base project, which I was saying that we'll be fixing it in the base project. So if you see these values here done and this already set up here like this, then you can just skip this last part of this video altogether. So that'll be everything for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave those in the comments below or join our Discord. Thanks. I'll see you all in the next one.